Okay, it says you're live. I'm live. All right. Just think 4 more days, people. 4 more days. And we'll be in the big 2024. You know, back in like 2000, when we had the big controversy with 2000, they called it Y2K. At the stroke of midnight from 1999 to 2000, every computer in the world was going to shut down. Power plants were going to shut down. Water plants were going to shut down. We were going to be totally in the dark with no communications. And I know people that sat cringing, watching the clock. Oh no, 57, 58, 59, New Year. Wait a minute, my lights are still on. My phone still works. Let me check. My computer works. Yeah. But back in 2000, me and many of my friends sat back and says, "Oh my God, I don't think we'll ever see the year, 2024 or 2025, And here, we're coming up on 2024. Matter of fact, I've been practicing writing it so that, I don't screw up paperwork like everybody who does, writes 23. But, and I adjusted the mic again, so hopefully it's not. I noticed yesterday it was still a tad on the loud side. So I reset the gain a little bit. I do have to turn up my headphone volume a little bit. Oh, these headphones. Oh my God. Best gift I ever received. It's like heaven on my head. All right. To show you how out of touch I am, and probably many other seniors, I remember several years back when Pokemon got to be, that's all you heard out of kids. Pokemon, Pokemon, Pokemon. Well, I watch a lot of Michigan court in the morning. I like certain judges. So this morning, I'm watching sentencing. 4 cases in a row. 4 cases in a row. Shoplifting Pokemon cards. Now, I have no idea. Evidently, they must be like football or baseball cards, Pokemon cards. These people were stealing decks or packages. I don't know how they come. I got to look it up. But they were stealing Pokemon cards from Walmart to resell. Now, if you're going to steal a deck, and let's say these decks of cards, just to toss out a figure, are $10. So you go outside the store or back to your neighborhood and you sell them for $10 or $12. You're risking jail time, and having a felony on your record for stealing Pokemon cards? And if basically you're going to sell them for face value, what are you gaining? All right, you're making all right, say you steal 4 packs or whatever decks or however they come, and you take them out and you sell them 40 bucks. 10 say they're 10 bucks a piece, you sell them for face value. You're going to risk a felony on your record for 40 bucks? And second of all, are these things still that popular? I haven't heard the name Pokemon mentioned in several years. And here were 4 defendants right in a row being sentenced for stealing Pokemon cards. Now, evidently being the Christmas season, the prosecutor, gave in a bit and reduced it down to misdemeanors. And all 4 of them got fines and costs and whatever jail time they served, like the judge said, all right, you were in for 3 days before you got bailed out, time served and $225 in fines and costs. I guess first of all, I don't shop at Walmart. I just have a dislike for Walmart, my personal feelings. So, and I wouldn't be over in that section anyway, because I'm surmising that these cards are over in the toy department. So I would have no reason to be in the toy department, but is anything Pokemon still in demand? I just can't believe adults, and these were all people over the age of 21, stealing Pokemon cards. And like I say, if they're I don't know if they come in a deck. Let's say they come in a deck, $10. You're going to go out in the parking lot and sell 4 decks for 40 bucks. That's a hell of a risk because it's not like 10, 15 years ago when jobs were a little easier to get. Employers do extensive background checks. And do you want an employer to say, "Hey, you got this record for shoplifting. Can I inquire as to what you shoplifted?" And looking at an adult male, I would think maybe either clothes or electronics or tools. How stupid it would sound to me, Mr. Employer, when you say, "Well, I stole 4 decks of Pokemon cards." Excuse me? You stole what? 4 decks of Poke Me cards? Pokemon? What is a Pokemon? Kids trading cards. Next. Like I say, I should have done the research before coming on. But I just could not believe 4 adults being arrested at Walmart for shoplifting Pokemon cards. And, part of the sentence up in Michigan in this court system, you are banned from whatever store, Myers, Walmart, you are banned for a year. And it's not just the store in your area. You are banned from every Walmart in the United States. And Walmart circulates the information among stores. They daily. So once you're convicted and Walmart follows the court system, they enter in their database that goes to every store your picture and your information. And if you go to a store, say in Nebraska, and you're acting suspicious, the first thing they're going to do is run through their files. They're going to start looking at booking photos, mugshots. And believe me, if any store has sophisticated equipment, it's Walmart. Because they can basically have you on camera in the store and click a picture of you. And that picture immediately gets entered into their system. And within a matter of minutes, bing, up pops your conviction. And then store security escorts you from the store because you are banned from every single Walmart or Myers, whatever store. And we have Myers in Southern Ohio. We don't have them up in this area. We also have Kroger's. And we did have Kroger's up in this area. Growing up, there was a Kroger's at 136th and Lorraine in the shopping center. I remember because my parents would shop there. And then all of a sudden, Kroger's exited Northeast Ohio. And I don't know why. I never found out. But when I had a friend living in Columbus, right behind her apartment complex was a shopping center with a Kroger's. Because if we needed anything, I just drove right out the parking lot, across the alleyway, and into the parking lot of the shopping plaza and went to Kroger's. I had a Kroger's, like every store has a card. Like Giant Eagle, you get your card for your points and your gas discount. Well, I had a Kroger's card. I probably still got it somewhere because I was visiting her on a regular basis. So I decided, why not get a Kroger's card? I still get emails, their sale ads. I should probably delete it, but yeah, I remember when Kroger's was up in Cleveland. And we also had A&P. A&P was at Purtis Plaza where Family Dollar is. That used to be an A&P store. I don't know if A&P is still down in the southern United States, but they vanished from up here too. Yeah, my parents shopped at Kroger's, Fisher's, and A&P. And Fisher's used to be where Mark's is at 136, because where the bank is, they added that. The bank, I can't remember what bank was there back in the day, but they paid to have that extension built because the plaza only went as far as Mark's. There was no bank there growing up. Later on, like back in the late 60s, early 70s, there was a bank there, but it wasn't Key Bank. I can't remember what bank it was. But that was added in because A&P, not A&P, Kroger's was in the middle of the plaza. Kroger's was like where that dedicated mutual, there's a medical office that took the old Goodwill store. That was Kroger's. And then Fisher's was at the end. At the other end was Gray Drug, where Boost Mobile and there's a nail shop and they subdivided. Gray Drug was cool because Gray Drug had a lunch counter in the back. And anybody that worked in the plaza at that time would go to Gray Drug for lunch. Because I remember they always used to have what they called the blue plate special, which was, like the special of the day, but it was never served on a blue plate. But I remember it because during summer vacation, for 50 cents, you could get a big plate of French fries and a chocolate malt. And believe me, there were enough French fries for two. 50 cents. Which was pretty good money back in, how old was I when I was able to start going up there by myself? It had to be 59, 60, 61. So, 50 cents. But at that time, I used to collect pop bottles. A regular pop bottle, 12 ounce. We didn't have 16-ounce bottles. We had 12 ounces. Got you 2 cents. And if a quart bottle, which now we call our liter, but a quart bottle got you a nickel. And I used to go up to Frank's, which is still there at 140th and Emory, with my box full of bottles, and as soon as I got my 50 cents, it was off to Grey Drug for French fries and a chocolate malt. I think hot dogs were 15 cents. I might be wrong, but I think hot dogs were 15 cents, and they were good hot dogs. Not this full of artificial bullshit that we have nowadays. They were, good beef, natural casing hot dogs. When you bit into them, they'd snap. So, for 65 cents, you get a hot dog, fries, and a malt. I was in heaven. And cream pies, oh my God. Cream pie would be like that high. You get a slice of cream pie, you got a slice of pie. And the strange thing is, and they don't do it anymore, it's almost unheard of nowadays. If you got a slice of apple pie, it always came with a slice of cheddar cheese on the top. How that combination was invented, I don't know. And whoever thought of, gee, let's put a slice of cheddar cheese on top of a piece of apple pie? I'm showing my age, boys and girls. Watch some of the, like Andy Griffin. Watch Andy Griffin, and every now and then there'll be a scene with somebody getting a slice of apple pie with a nice slice of cheddar cheese on top. And I remember my grandfather used to do the same thing. I mean, that's how I learned about it. And it wasn't, it was kind of tasty. It was something about the salty cheese that kind of accented the apple pie. But yep, you got apple pie with a slice of cheddar cheese. I guess I'm going to have to look that up too and see how that tradition came about. Was it something that was invented here in America, or did it come over from Paris or London? And nowadays, if you are in a restaurant and you order a slice of apple pie and you ask for a slice of cheddar cheese, they look at you like that you've got an alien head. I remember doing it, and the girl asked, "Well, where do you want the cheese?" "I want it on the pie." And she literally, "You want cheddar cheese, a slice of cheddar cheese on the apple pie?" I said, "Yeah, and if the guy could put it under the salamander and warm it a bit so it kinda melts a little bit and warms." You'd think that I was ordering, flaming fillet of yak, the look that I got. And now it's unheard of. You never, unless maybe if you go down south. Now, I'm sure in some of the areas down south, you get a slice of cheddar cheese on your apple pie because Southern traditions die hard. But up here, it's unheard of. Yeah, we sure got off the Pokemon card thing, didn't we? We got grocery stores and pie and cheese. I wonder where else we can go tomorrow. Remind me, boys and girls, tomorrow I got to dig the brick phone out because I said I was going to show the brick phone tonight and I forgot to. I've got it put away. Show you the old Motorola brick phone that maybe could talk across the street. Once they built more towers, and it was, believe me, it was slow getting towers built because people didn't want them damn things, I don't want that in my backyard, I don't want that in the field at the end of the street. It's an eyesore. Now, people beg if they've got room to put an antenna on their building, they beg the cell phone companies, please rent space from us. Yeah, people fought the towers, back in the day when the cell phones were just coming into being. People talk about signal loss today, which is rare. You got to be way out in the country or up in Alaska to not get a cell phone signal. Although up in Alaska, they use a lot of satellite phones, which a sat phone don't look too much different from a cell phone, except it's got a big antenna on it. Not big, but thick. It's like the thickness of, like, say, 3 pencils. It unfolds from the side of the phone. But, people complain about signal loss today, which is rare. Try having a Motorola brick phone and try to find a signal. It wasn't, like I say, until they started building more towers, reception was shitty. But I had a job at the time where I was covering 10 counties and I needed to have mobile communication. And then in order to get signal, sometimes I had to connect to an external, like a CB antenna. Yeah, cell phones were nothing like they are today. Nothing. I remember when the flip phones came out. Oh my God, I got to have a flip phone, I still have, I'll have to dig that out. I have a Nokia phone that's like the size of, say, 3/4 of a pack of cigarettes. It was tiny. But I'll tell you what, that was the best goddamn phone. The 3360 or the 9630, something like that. I can't remember the number of it. It was a small phone. I've still got it somewhere. I saved it because for a while you had to turn them in. And then it got to the point where certain phones they didn't want. I'll make the list. Dig out the brick phone and look for the little Nokia. And with that, me and my lovely new headphones are going to sign off, boys and girls. And hopefully, like I say, I adjusted the gain down. So hopefully this, when it starts up, it isn't blasting. Unfortunately, I can't do anything with it until tomorrow's stream. If it's still too loud, I'll adjust the gain here. I'll turn it down a little bit more. But with that, let me kill 20 more seconds here. We're at 29:45. Let me do a countdown here. 56. 30 minutes. See you. Bye. Talk to you tomorrow with a brick. I'll have the brick tomorrow.